Hey everyone, welcome to Old Iron Garage. Thank you for tuning in. So this evening I have a new project on the bench. My current projects that I would like to be working on wrapping up require daylight, and as you can see in the background, it is dark outside. So anyways, let's dive in and take a look at what I have. You probably actually caught a quick glimpse of it right there. It's this little engine here, this little Clinton. There we go. Sorry, my camera mount is not a great one, and I keep putting off buying a better one. But anyways, I was given this engine, along with a couple others, some time ago, a few years ago. As you can see, somebody has restored it. This is not original paint. That is not original decal. It looks quite sharp. Somebody did a nice job on it, but yeah, this engine, how you see it now, is how it came to me. And I'm actually going to point you down just a little bit more. There we go. This is how it came to me, and you know, right away, well, let's just take a look at it. I have done very little checking this thing out. I didn't check it out at all when I first received it. I just brought it home and threw it on a shelf with some other engines. Excuse me. But I decided to put this on the bench tonight, and I just kind of looked at a couple things, and now here we are. So, yeah, I know almost nothing about this engine. I don't even know what model it is. So, one of the first things I noticed was I'm missing a piece of hardware right here. And then I noticed the exhaust pipe here is moving, and it's also not even, unless that exhaust port is angled downward, that pipe is not threaded properly. It is coming out of the block like that. So we are missing a recoil. The hardware is loose on there, and the flywheel nut is not tight. As I can move this screen back here and the washer behind the nut, I can move the nut actually. So I assume there's probably a recoil cup here, maybe like a cup that went here, and then with maybe one of the teeth that were inside the cup, and then when you pull the recoil, it's got like two things that come out and grab them. I don't know. Or maybe they had the flywheel off for another reason. It's hard to say. I don't know what kind of... well, I had to have something on the flywheel for the recoil to grab. I don't know what kind of recoil this had. Moving on. Let's check the oil. Dead spider. Seems to be, well, let's wipe it, because I did move this engine around. You know, I carried it to the bench. Doesn't look like I mean, I can see oil down in there, and obviously there was oil on the dipstick, but it might be a little low, it looks like, just by looking in the hole. I'm not sure. It is below the mark that is between add and fill. You can see where it is. So it's a little low. So if I were to try to start this thing, I should probably add a little oil. Here we have what's left of an original decal, and I can tell that because it's not new like the one on the Clinton decal on the other side. And I can see where they masked off to paint. I can see a little bit of original red paint right there. And then there's a clear line where there's new paint. So, if you know what model this is, please drop a comment, because I do not see anywhere on here where it says a model number. And I do not know Clinton engines like I do Briggs or Tecumseh. Let's I was going to turn it over, see if it had compression. What? That don't sound good. So before I even try to see if this thing will pop off, I guess I'm going to be opening the crankcase to take a look inside. But anyways, let's move on. It has compression. It bounces back. Watch the paint up here on the crankshaft. See, it bounces back. Oh yeah, she's got compression. But that knock. She's got compression, that's good. So I guess we're going to take a peek inside this engine. I'm not going to try to fire it sounding like that. That sounds terrible. While we're at it, let's check crankshaft end play. Maybe just a hair more than I would like to see normally, but I don't know what's normal for this engine. Do not know. That is funky with that, like, slightly angled down. I kind of got to wonder if it is cross-threaded or something. Maybe it got hit. I don't know. But in order to, I want to take this out. Actually, I'd like to take this exhaust pipe out, or this plumbing pipe out before I do anything. Just so, because it's not threaded in very far, it doesn't seem like, and the last thing I want to do is whack that on something and end up breaking out some threads. So in order to do that, I need to get the carburetor off so I can spin it the full way around. So let's go ahead and get that off. Well, do we have, let's check out the air filter. Do we have an air filter? We have an air filter. It's spongy, but it's not crumbling, but it's very close to the age where it'll be crumbling. It is not as good as it used to be. So if we can make a good runner out of this, I will probably come up with a new air filter. And to do that, I will honestly probably just cut one from these air filters. As you can see, well, these were cheap, and there's a 2-pack of them. These were cheap on Amazon. As you can see, I cut one out here for another project already. And there's 2 rectangular ones. These were for like a generator, I believe, or like a Generac or something like that. I think it says on here, these were aftermarket ones from Amazon. Like this 2-pack was like 6 something, maybe, I can't remember. Yeah, it looks like maybe a Generac 420cc generator. So yeah, anyways, I got the breather tube off. turn. Turn a little more. There we go. Come on. You got it. It's kind of difficult getting a wrench on here. Can we maybe get the, nope, we cannot get the other end on. But let's move over to this side. Maybe if we can, well, no, because it's studs, not bolts. I was going to say maybe we can get this side out, maybe we can pivot the carburetor, but no, we can't. It's on studs, not bolts. It's not like it's tight, I'm just having a difficult time getting a wrench on it. Not much room there. There, I was able to rotate it a little bit with that. But I can't quite turn it with my fingers yet. Man, they did not make this easy. I'll bring you back once I get this stinking nut off. Okay, I got both of the nuts off, and just like half the hardware around here, one of them rolled onto the floor and disappeared, and for the life of me, I cannot find it. So, I have one of them. It's not some special piece of hardware, so I will just replace it. I'm done looking for it. Let's go ahead and get the carburetor off. The carburetor probably needs going through anyways, so I'm just going to plan on it. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did see it, but I forgot to mention we're also missing a fuel fitting, like a thread-in barb fitting. So there's that. Might be somebody's homemade gasket. That's fine as long as it works. I'm just going to leave it on there for now. So, let's go ahead and take this off. Just going to work in some penetrating oil because it kind of comes against a hard spot. Here it starts to tighten up, but there it comes against the, there we go, now it's starting to get past it. It was like a hard spot. Because it might be cross-threaded, I didn't want to force it. I don't know if it's cross-threaded. No clue. I just know it's like at an angle, and I feel like that's weird. So I'm gonna try not to break this breather. You know what? I wonder if I can. Does that come loose? Probably not easily, and I would hate to bust out some threads. So I don't know how far that's threaded in. I'm gonna try it. But I'm gonna try it with a one of these doodads. Gosh, it's slipping my mind at the moment. Some people call them channel locks, but channel lock is a brand, not an actual tool. Okay, this is coming loose now. I did not want to throw a big pipe wrench on this because, like, last thing I want to do is put enough force on it that it rips the threads out of the block and the exhaust port. Now, I should be able to work this out. There we go. It got past the hard spot. I'm going to take a look in that port. Oh yeah, we have damage. I'm just going to go ahead and get you guys down here and show you. One moment. Here we are. I'm going to turn the light on. I don't know. I guess I don't know how well you guys will be able to see. But up here, it's kind of stripped smooth, as if that pipe coming out that was straight and it got whacked and pushed down and it stripped off the threads on the top. And there, that's kind of hard for you to see, but you just got to believe me. It's basically as if it were cross-threaded, but there is some definite carnage there. Yeah, there is inside the intake port. Somebody got some paint in there. That's not a big deal. That's not going to hurt anything. Alright, I'm going to put you back up where you were. Alrighty. So back to getting inside this engine. I guess the first thing I should do is drain the oil. Gonna clean this thing out here. I had some kerosene in here that I was cleaning some hardware with. There's a lot of junk in the bottom. Doesn't need to be super clean because, I mean, it's got, you know, used oil going into it, but this thing's pretty filthy, so it could use a good cleaning anyways. It's got a lot of sawdust on it because it was near where I was cutting some lumber with to build my wife a birdhouse. I'd much rather be doing this than doing carpentry work, but I do enjoy a little carpentry every now and then. But I'm more of a welder, fabricator than I am a carpenter. But carpentry does run in my blood, so it's something I should be good at. I'd like to get better at it than I am, but yeah, anyways. When I say carpentry runs in my blood, it's not that my dad was a carpenter. He wasn't for a living. He's just very good at it. Far better than I am. Oil looks black, doesn't look like, I don't see any silvery flakes in it whatsoever. Like none. I'll give this, this should be vented already, I guess, but I usually take those out. Anyways. Yeah, the oil just looks like used oil. I'll bring you back when I'm ready to open this up. So, I went a little further than I said I would. I got this cover off and then remembered that, or realized that without something supporting this side of the crank, that noise kind of disappears. So, yeah, I just decided, well, let's get the crank out. So I got it all ready to take out, and now we're going to take it out. And we're going to pop the piston out, and we're going to look inside the bottom end of the rod and cap. I'm not going to look until the piston's out. I'm not going to look at the rod cap, the inside of it, until we're ready to look together. Come on. There's the rod, cap bolts, and the keeper that keep them from starting to loosen up, and the splasher, oil splasher. Here's the rod cap. Not going to look at it. Make sure it's turned away. Piston is at the top. Let's see if we can finagle the... I don't think we can. And here's the piston. Alright. I'll show you guys first. What's it look like? Isn't that good? It doesn't look bad at all. So here's the inside of the rod cap. There's some marks, I guess. There's some dark marks. That's not oil sitting there. I wiped it dry. Okay, well, let's get the crankshaft out. Come off of there. The little cammed piece that opens a clip that goes around on the end of the crank that opens and closes the points. There we go. Just needed a little bit of penetrating oil. The crankshaft, I mean, there's some marks on it, but like visually it looks okay. There is some marks, but there's no grooves. Nothing that a fingernail would catch in. Can't feel anything with the fingernail. So let's put this together. There is just a tiny bit of play. There is a little bit of slop. I'm going to run these bolts in. I'm going to try to let you guys hear this. I'm going to run these bolts in so that the rod and cap are tight against each other, so we can rule that out. So if you hear a noise, you can't say, okay, it's because the rod and cap are not bolted together. I'll try and get this near the microphone. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. I don't know if the mic is picking it up, but there is a minuscule amount of play. I'm going to see if you guys can see it. I don't know if you can. Watch right here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I can't hold it still enough for you guys to be able to see it. I really wish you guys could see it, but there is a little bit of up and down. It's not side to side. I mean, there is a little bit of that, but it's supposed to be. One moment. I think I found a way that you guys will be able to hear it. Okay. See if we can get the camera to hold still. I turned off the fan with the crankshaft planted firmly on the bench. Listen. I'm holding the piston still too, so it can't go like that. Now I'm going up and down. I'm not going side to side. I'm going up and down. You hear that? Surely you hear that. I mean, that's got to be what our noise is. Another thing I noticed, let me wipe these lobes clean on this camshaft. I'd like to take a look at these lobes. Visually, the lobes look okay, but they have a little burr on the edges as if they're being worn down. I don't think If they are, it's very minuscule. But on these, the tappets, I think these are being worn down because, and I'm not familiar with these Clinton engines. I know this is my first experience really diving into one. I've gotten one running before, but didn't really have to do much to it. Those just look like they're worn really thin. I've never seen any of this thin before. And the edges feel sharp, like almost razor sharp, as if they've been getting like kind of worn thin, and like it's leaving a burr around the outside edge. I don't know if that's how those are supposed to be or not. I don't know what to make of it. I guess what I'm going to do next, bugs flying around in here, is I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to put the crankcase or the crankshaft back in. And I'm going to put this side cover back on. There's a lot I'm going to do off camera. A lot of reassembly, disassembly, reassembly. And have it just the crankshaft. And try to move that around and see if see if the crankshaft by itself is making any noise. You know, isolate just the crank and see if that's making any noise. And then disassemble and reassemble with the piston rod and the piston in there. And just, yeah, I'm just gonna do some disassembly, reassembly, disassembly, reassembly, and try to figure out what it is that is making the noise. So I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Before I do that, I want to show you guys inside the bore. I mean, you can see lines, but this is actually like a steel bore. And I can't feel a single thing with my fingernail. And it is, yes, it is a steel or cast iron bore. There's a magnet on the bottom of this flashlight. And it sticks. Alright everyone, so I have the crankshaft back in. I have this cover bolted on. I just put 2 bolts in it, but I ran them tight. And the cover cannot move because of, you know, there's 2 alignment pins. So, as you can see, I have it clamped down here to the bench because I want to show you something. I think I found the main cause of that knock issue. The piston and rod are not in. I do think that this little bit of slop in the bottom of the rod is maybe contributing a little bit. But I'm doing this, trying to isolate the noise because I didn't think that was the main. There wasn't enough slop that I didn't think that was the main cause of the noise, the knock that we were hearing when I was turning it by hand back and forth. Listen to this. That has got to be our noise, our knock. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm seeing. Alrighty. You're gonna look right here. I know I'm having a hard time holding the camera still, but I mean, tell me you can't see that. this has play in it. And I want to open this up real quick and show you also something I seen when I was putting this back together. Or actually, I first seen it when I was taking it apart, so I was a little bit suspicious of that. Sorry, 1 second here. Let me wipe this clean so you can see it better. One side here, I mean, you can see where it's a little more polished, where it rides in the, where it's metal on metal, in the hole there. But nothing for my finger to catch on. Let's turn it 180 degrees. There's a deep, it's badly worn on this side. Might be hard to see on camera. But, yeah. It's worn down. This could be fixed because I noticed what appears to be replaceable bushings, maybe, in both the block and this cover. I mean, tell me that doesn't look like a replaceable bushing. I can get my fingernail in between there. That seems like that's a replaceable bushing. And the same thing on the other side in the block. So, I mean, this could be turned down and then have, you know, make a custom sized bushings. This side feels okay. I don't think that side's worn. But because of the slop, the play, this bushing could be worn from the crank going like this in there. I mean, this is exaggerated. It wouldn't be moving that much, obviously, but, you know, just very minuscule. I bet this is worn, probably as well. So, alright, well, now we know what the culprit is. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys back up in the stand. Well, shoot. What do we do, guys? Drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts as to what you think we should do. We could replace just the bushings, but, I mean, it's still going to make a noise. It's still going to knock because of the worn crankshaft. And I am not willing to drop the money into this to have this fixed properly. So, do we get it running and run it just long enough that we can say that it runs, like with what I have here, and then sell it, and then but put in the listing what's wrong with it, you know, because I'm not gonna sell it and say, oh, it's just a rod, just needs a new, you know, or sell it and not say anything. That's just not how I am. I'm not a dishonest person. My intention was to get this running and sell it because I have no need for it. So either way, I'm going to be selling this. But kind of wanted to see it run. So what do I do, guys? Yeah, drop a comment, and until I get at least a couple comments or a few comments, I'm probably not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to put it in a box. But anyways, at least now we know what the noise is. And, yeah. Well, I guess that's the end of this project for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And like I said, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What do I do with this engine? Do I not even mess with it and just list it for sale? Do I at least put it back together and then list it for sale? Do I put it back together and get it running just long enough that we can say that it ran and then list it for sale? But yeah, what do I do? What do I do? Let me know what you think I should do. And if you like the kind of content you see on this channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one. Later. Hey, real quick, one more thing. I did end up finding a model number and serial number. Don't know how well you'll be able to read it. Probably not very well. Model number 410 space 0105-015, and then the serial number. So anyways, I just figured I'd share that. Did find that. All right. Yep. Bit my lip. See you guys in the next one. Later.